I built this park for Amy and Ashley about 2 or 3 years ago. Had some difficulty with the local county attorney. Ended up putting us into court for a year or so, trying to fight with them about how we could get this thing worked out. They didn't want, the county attorney didn't want anyone having dangerous game in or on his county. He believes he owns the whole place, I guess. And we went through a bunch of litigation, and it was hard to get this place started, and we're still trying to open to the public and give everybody a view and an education on how and when to deal with these animals and the benefits of having them in your life and utilizing them as a renewable resource. And I've taken that from the hunting aspect all the way around to the repopulation and the aspect of growing animals and repopulating them even in their native ground. Some of these animals are endangered species that come from all over the world, including India, Africa, and mid-Asia. But I'm going to walk you through it today and give you just kind of an idea of what they've got and what it's all about. And this is the headquarters for Headhunters International. So when I am running all around the world and doing everything that I do with animal capture, hunting, and fishing, this is where I end up coming back to, where the girls are running out of. So let's take a walk. On this side right here, we've got Grant zebra. These are a southern African zebra and kind of the middle-sized zebra of the bunch. We have quite a few of them in the state of Texas. This is sitting on about a 3.5 coming 4-year-old pair. We're hoping that she's bred this year and looking for a fresh baby out of her. They're doing real well in their environment. Took to it even with the highway noise and everything else of the park. They make something real interesting to look at. Come on in, I'll show you the museum, show you the rest of the park. This is an aviary I built with Chinese mandarin duck, the cackler goose from the Aleutian Islands of Alaska, which is my resident home. Very, very rare bird because he's only found on the Aleutian Islands. Come on into the museum. This is first point of entry in the park tour. I have them bring the kids in and walk them through the mounts, kind of a sensory touch museum. A lot of people don't want people touching, and kids especially, touching taxidermy work, but these are some old mounts that were given to me by a buddy of mine that passed away, and his wife actually donated them to us and donated them back to the park so that the kids could see them. You've got everything from the gemsbuck antelope, the nilgai antelope, both of these are from Africa, the kudu. You've got mountain lion. Then over here you've got black bear. You've got topi antelope. You've got bush buck down here on the bottom. You've got blessed buck, impala, the Barasinga deer, which is an endangered species from India. And then down here in the bottom you've got some you've got a badger and a couple of javelinas coming out of the wall. And then we've got the skull case down underneath. Nothing better than the skulls. And then we've got the Rio Grande turkey here. Excellent depiction of what a good gobbler looks like, where the kids get to see them. These are animals that we have all over Texas. Every one of these exotic animals I own in herd and breeder groups in Texas. So it's very important that the kids in the educational program gets out there and lets people know what we've got and what we're able to do. Let's come on in the office here and let's take a look. Alright, well, we'll let Amy work and I'll come around and I'll give you guys a tour and show you what it's all about. Let's go on out. Alright, let's go look at some animals. I think we've got about 30 some different species here right now. Like I said, we've got everything from the zebras over here. You drop off into, we've got Nubian ibex and the African aoudad sheep. The Nubian ibex is a North African, Israel, Sudan, Chad, all those areas there of the continent carry that species of ibex. And then the aoudad is the only actual sheep species from Africa, and it's actually not even a sheep in total reality, because it won't cross in between any of the other wild sheep species of the world. So it's kind of a misnomer there. They call it a sheep. It's sort of like the pronghorn antelope. They call it an antelope, but it's really not. But just one exhibit there, and over here we've got Fuzzy the bear. Fuzzy, how are you today? Huh? Come here. She's still shedding off her winter fuzz. Hello, baby. That's why you don't stick your hands through the fence. Right there. She'd love to play. A good wrestling match with a 200, 250 pound bear is always fun. This is African crested porcupine. Very cool animal. The largest of all the porcupine species. This is a full mature, good sized female. Gotta watch those beaver teeth on these things. They'll take your finger right off as well. People talk about danger in animals. That animal can inflict a wound that's almost as bad as that bear or anything else if you treat it wrong. It's all about how you handle everything. That's why I do what I do. This is Cootamundi. This Cootamundi is a Peruvian species from the northern mountains of Peru, and is a very, very cool animal. One of the coolest noses you'll ever see. But he's the blonder species of the two. The other one is the white-masked Cootamundi, and you'll find them anywhere from South America all the way up into central Mexico still. And over here, we've got some mountain lions. Come here. Bunch of lazy lions. Come here. These cats here are 2 years old. We hand raised them out of a female that I've had for a couple of years, that I hand raised, so they're third generation. Really good cats. Excellent exhibit animal. Perfect depiction to show a kid what a mountain lion looks like. These are my breeder females and my breeder group. That's Thomas there in the back pacing. That cat is 23 years old. He's done a lot of TV work. He's actually done some commercials back when the Mercury Cougar. I'm told that before I got him that he did some work as he was the Mercury Cougar for a while. But he's been my breeder male for 3.5, 4 years now, and we've successfully got 2 breedings out of him, and that helps out our population and allows us to keep going and keep having cats to exhibit other than stuff that I catch in the wild. Works well. Come on over here, we're going to look at a Canadian lynx, which is a blue phase Canadian lynx. This is a blue-faced Canadian lynx. This cat has done a lot of TV. She's done everything from David Letterman to Conan O'Brien and done a lot of shows when she was a kitten for the San Diego Zoo. Real neat animal. She loves my daughter. She's not very fond of people, or not very fond of men. That's kind of part of the business. And over here are the tigers. Samson, and this is Maggie. This is a 6-year-old pair I gave Ashley about 2.5, 3 years ago. A friend of mine that was too old to really handle stuff like this anymore gave them to me along with another couple of animals, and we took them in and got the permits and everything for them, and like I said, had to deal with the county over the situation, and it was an ordeal to get started, to get this park going and be able to handle these dangerous game and large predators is most of the problem in this thing. But to get it done, and it was an accomplishment. And they've handled really well. They make a really neat exhibit. They're very personable animals and part of the family now. Over here we've got another bird pen right now until we bring in some of the larger I've got some African lions and some hyenas and stuff that I'm in transition to bringing them into, but we've got a bunch of peacocks dancing around in here right now. Now let's look at the new wolf exhibit. In here we've got the Amazonian capybara, but I don't think he's going to show. And over here we've got the short wolf exhibit. And this was a pup that was just given to us by a friend. And he's getting to play in his new house. Aren't you? You gotta really worry about some of these wolves. They're real dangerous. Not so much this one though. Yeah, keep your head in the pen, dude. This is the top of the mountain lions. Over here we've got the Indian pasture. The Indian pasture consists of Indian game fowl. We've got black buck antelope. We've got the axis deer. This is all hand-raised stuff that my daughter's raised and put here for park for viewing animals. There you go, man. Cultivating these animals is very important for our future and for our kids' future. And it's part of what we do, and it's what keeps it all going. Without these animals here, this hunting, we wouldn't have any of the outdoor recreation that we have here in Texas and that everybody's family gets to enjoy. And this is just a way to take advantage of a little bit more and teach the kids and everybody what it's all about. Well, this is Hatari Safari, and that was the tour. Hope you enjoyed it. We've put a lot of time and effort into putting it together, and we're hoping to open to the public soon. So stay tuned, and we'll see how that goes.